Is the new Dacia Sandero the most affordable new car in the UK, or is it just the cheapest new car in the UK? Because those terms have very different connotations. For instance, according to the Oxford English Dictionary, inexpensive is often used to mean something is good value for its price, and it's sometimes used instead of cheap because cheap can suggest that something is of poor quality. So what exactly is this car? To find out, I am going to talk you through it, the inside, the outside. I'm going to take it for a drive, of course. I'm going to talk through what I like about it, what I don't like about it. I'm going to have a bit of a hoon in it because I like to fool around in inexpensive / cheap cars, and of course I'm going to launch it to see how quick I can go from 0 to 60 miles an hour, and in fact whether this car can even do 60 miles an hour. I'm Matt Watson and you're watching Carwow.
Buying a new car? Then head to Carwow and my team will help you find your next car at a fair price. Carwow, your one-stop car buying comparison site.
Let's start this video by talking about the price, because the Dacia Sandero starts from just under £8,000. Believe it or not, you can even save a bit off that. Look, the average saving through Carwow is £242. And if you want to see how much money you can save off a new car, just click on the pop-out banner up there to go to Carwow. Alternatively, if you want to do it after this video, simply Google "Help Me Carwow" and my team and I will help you choose the right car for you and get it for a fair price from one of our trusted dealers. Right, let's talk about the design of the new Sandero. From the rear, looks all right. This is the range-topping comfort version, so you get body colour bumpers. The entry-level Access actually has black bumpers. Moving down the side, it's not the most attractive car in the world, but it's not offensive. Wheels are interesting though, so steel wheels on all models. Actually, that's what they look like underneath. You get different trims depending on which model you go for. But the entry-level car doesn't even bother with the trims. I just leave that there for now. Compared to the old Sandero, this one has a more steeply raked windscreen for improved aero and for a sportier look. Here at the front, they've got a new grille, new look to the car. Interestingly, all versions get LED headlights as standard. Even the really entry-level car, which is quite impressive. This one being the range topper, gets, ooh, look, fog lights and some shiny bits on the grille. Once again, I don't love the look of it, but I don't hate it. It's fine. Let's check out the inside. Okay, I'm actually pleasantly surprised. The old Sandero felt cheap, let's be honest. This one doesn't. This is definitely affordable. I really like what they've done with the design. So it's really clever the way they've got like this fabric, soft touch material on the dash, because it really lifts it. And you know, yeah, hard touch plastics here and here, but what do you expect at this price point? And the designs and the shapes are all very nice. This being the range topper gets what Dacia calls a soft touch steering wheel. It's sort of like a leatherette, but it feels nice. It's all laid out quite nicely. Yeah, these plastics do look like they're from a cheap car, but it's simple. Look, no messing around in screens to be doing your climate control. When I say climate control, it's more like a heater and air conditioning. But what do you expect? You don't expect this, a big screen like that, which is okay. You know, it's got various functionality on it. It's all right. So it's got inbuilt navigation on this range topping version. But the key thing is it has wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. I would just use this. It's brilliant. Now, on the models below this range topper, you don't get this screen, but you do have a thing where you can just mount your phone, which you also get here. So it's in a really useful place, if I can mount it. And there's a USB port there, so you can charge your phone while you're using it wirelessly. There's another charger down here and a 12-volt socket as well, and 12-volt socket back here. So it's pretty decent for connectivity. The instruments, not particularly exciting, but they're clear, easy to read. There's a little digital screen between them with your miles per hour and some other things that you can flick through. It's really quite decent, and I just want to do one thing, right? Let's check it. Okay, so there's a bit of flex in that, but it's not bad at all. Do you know what I think as well? The seats. I recently drove a Volkswagen Golf on. The car I had was about £40,000, and the seats in the range-topping Golf felt cheaper than the ones in this Dacia. Insane. And look, we've got some cup holders here, which I'll just check out with my Dacia cups. Yep, they fit cups perfectly. Now, one of the cup holders is actually shallower than the other one, which is handy if you've got one of those really small cups of coffee. Ignore that exposed screw head. Moving on. Back here, there's another little storage space, which is ideal if you've got the range topping model with its keyless go and start. Yeah, it has a starter button. Oh, that's handy. You've got some more storage down here and door bins, which will fit. I'm fully branded up today, look. Dacia flask in there. Yep, impressed. But one of the most impressive things is this. You might be thinking, where the heck's the armrest? That's a bit annoying. You don't really expect one on the car at this price, but in the mid-level essential up, you get this fold-down armrest, which is perfect. And the driving position, you know, it's adjustable. The entry-level car doesn't have adjustment for the steering wheel, but all the others do, and the driving position is good. Oh, and one last thing, the gear knob doesn't feel cheap, doesn't even feel affordable, it feels good.
Suit you, sir.
Anyway, enough about knobs, let's go check out the back seats. Oh yeah, I do love a good knob gag. Okay, here in the back. It's roomy enough. Knee room, that's pretty decent. Headroom, that's really good. The seat bench itself is comfy. There's plenty of foot room for me. And if you need to carry 3 people in the back at once, it's gonna be a bit of a squeeze because the car isn't particularly wide, but this middle seat is soft and squidgy as well. And there is a bit of a hump in the floor, but it doesn't take up too much space. So there's still enough room for 3 people's feet. It's all right, man. Am I like living in the 1970s? Let's do it again. Or should we just carry on? Let's carry on. Anyway, so storage, you've got like these pockets on the seat backs and some door bins, but will they fit the Dacia branded flask in there? Come on, don't let me down, Dacia. It's a bit of a push, but it does go in. Right, I'm going to answer this. This may seem like an odd cut to go from the back seats to all of a sudden driving on the motorway, but we've had a development. So while I was filming the back seats, I got a phone call from my doctor saying that if I can get to them within an hour, I can have my COVID vaccine because they've got some spare. Apparently they just randomly pulled my name out of their register and gave me a call. So of course I've down tools and I'm heading back into London to try and get this vaccine, but it's going to be tight as to whether I can get back in an hour because I was an hour away at the location I was filming this car. So heading back now, hopefully I'm going to do it, and hopefully the most affordable car in the UK is going to be the one that gets me my COVID vaccine, but we shall see. Also, it gives me an opportunity to tell you what this car is like on the motorway. And right now I'm sat at 70, doesn't feel like it's a cheap car. There's a bit of wind noise from up here, but it's not intrusive. Hardly any road noise. Seats are comfy. This engine in this car is the turbo. It's got enough performance to hustle you along and overtake. I'm averaging 48 mpg. Got cruise control if I want it, though it's basic cruise control, so I won't bother with that. It's actually pretty good. And it could be the car that gets me my COVID vaccine and just, God, releases me from this hell of COVID. Come on, are we gonna get there? I hope so. I'm definitely not an anti-vaxxer, am I? Okay, I've arrived near my doctor's, so hopefully I've made it in time. We'll find out. See you in a bit. Hi everyone, this is not about cars right now, it's about the fact that I got a call from my doctor to come and get my COVID vaccine, so I'm super excited. Can I introduce you? Hello, what's your name?
My name's Stephanie.
So Stephanie is going to be administering my vaccine. Which one is it?
AstraZeneca.
AstraZeneca. Okay, should we do it? I'll give you my forms. I'm a little bit kind of excited. I've driven for an hour, dropped everything I've been doing to come and get my vaccine. I've never been so excited to have a needle stuck in my arm in all my life. Can I film this? Yeah. I don't normally look at this, so you guys are looking at it. I don't normally look.
Okay.
Yeah. That is it.
That is it. I'm done.
Oh, so much relief. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Plaster indicates I've just had the jab. I made it. Thanks to the Sandero. Relief. Right, seeing as I've had my vaccine and I'm in town, let's see what this car's like to drive in town. The turbo model gets a 6-speed gearbox, manual, although you can get it with an automatic. Steering's nice and light for when you're coming out at junctions like that, it's good. And here's some speed humps. How comfy is the suspension? Yeah, it's all right. Mini roundabout. All the obstacles in one go. Will it make it round in one turn? Don't want to damage those steel wheels. I'm going to have to curb it. That's a test failure. Well, what is the marking or the score if you have to do a 3-point turn on the mini roundabout? Is that another failure? Anyways, the turning circle, not amazing, but other than that, it's quite easy to drive this car. Let's have a go at parking it. I'm going to park it in that gap there, so I'm going to try it again, turning it around. Oh, okay. Oh, that's good. Got a reversing camera. So this range stopping version has parking sensors and a reversing camera. Don't know why I'm even doing this parking manoeuvre. I managed to stop in an empty space. Well done me. Let's move on. Let's see what this little Sandero is like on a country road. Well, the light steering does mean that it feels a bit vague, and the soft suspension causes the car to lean quite a bit in bends if you go too quickly. But as long as you just treat it for what it is and don't try and go too quickly, it's absolutely fine. Something like a Ford Fiesta is more fun, and if you want to see my full in-depth video review of that car, put a link. It should be popping out in the top right hand corner of the screen. But for what you pay for this car, it is more than adequate. You want me to launch it, don't you? Well, I'm going to launch it, but I want to talk you through some other things first. Right, let's get back to assessing this car's practicality after I got all distracted with the vaccine stuff and then did a bit of driving in between. So the boot. Capacity is 328 litres, which is about average for this size of car. It's a nice square shape, and yes, there is a bit of a lip to lift stuff over. While you can fold down the rear seats to carry longer items, you will see, look, there's a big ridge, so that's annoying if you have to push things to the front, but still, it's inexpensive, this thing. There are a few practical items like hooks to hang stuff off and things like that, but really, if you want a massive boot, you probably want to look at a Renault Clio, which actually underneath the skin is very similar to this car. They share the same platform. Clio's boot though, 391 litres, and if you want to see my full in-depth video review of that car, I'll put a link in the top right hand corner of the screen there. Click that, you can go watch that video. There is something I noticed on this car though. Look at all the exposed metal. And then earlier, this bit dropped out. Look, yeah. And that brings on to 5 annoying things about the new Dacia Sandero. There are no USB ports in the back seats for rear passengers, so they'll have to fight over the old 12-volt socket. I drove past this old version of the Sandero, and my cameraman Ollie said,
The old one looks better. It looks less cheap.
so he thinks the old one looks less cheap. Now I don't agree, but it's definitely a bad thing if someone thinks that about your new car, isn't it? You can get the Sandero as a bi-fuel model, which has an LPG tank. Thing is, it goes in the boot where the spare wheel is, so then you can't have the spare wheel if you want it. And either way, that spare wheel is optional, so you have to pay extra for it. The fuel filler flap doesn't fit that well, look. Seems as though it's sort of open. It's not, it just sticks out a bit. There is only one standard paint colour, and that's basic white. If you want something metallic, you're going to have to pay an extra £560, and you can't get any of those on the entry-level Access. It is just white, that's your lot. It's not all negative though. Here's 5 good things about this car. This car is cheap to buy in the first place, and it won't lose you that much money either. After 3 years and 30,000 miles, it will retain 53% of its original value. There's this little hook built in to the centre console which you can hang your man bag off so it doesn't flop around when you're going round roundabouts in town. There's these little seatbelt guides on the seat backs, so when you pull down the seats like that, it keeps them in place. They don't flop behind and then get trapped where you put the seat back. And you don't actually get that feature on quite a lot of cars which are more expensive than this. When I first opened the glove box, I thought, oh my God, has Dacia gone and done a Peugeot by leaving the fuse box there and not moving it across with the steering wheel for the right-hand drive models? And then I removed the rather bulky manual and realised that this glove box is actually quite large. Well done, Dacia. This car really is affordable to buy and run if you have it on PCP finance, so this is the details from Dacia. The entry-level car will cost you £99 a month over 4 years with a deposit of £993. But you don't want that car, you want this one here with everything on it and the better engine. That one will cost you £139 a month with a deposit of £1,705. Thing is, your warranty only lasts for 3 years, so you might want to extend your warranty to 4 years. That's £150. And then why not go for a 4-year service plan, all inclusive? That is £700. So that's all your costs added together, all in with this car. Brilliant. Now let's talk about the engines, and it's dead simple because there's only 2 to choose from. The first is a 1 litre 3-cylinder, naturally aspirated, but it only has 65 horsepower, so you're not going to want it. Also, its gearbox only has 5 speeds. Instead, you're going to want the turbo 1 litre 3-cylinder because it has 90 horsepower, a 6-speed manual as standard, although you can upgrade it to have an automatic gearbox if you prefer. Now, I'm going to spec up my ideal Dacia Sandero and get an offer back from Carwow. And if you want to see what the model is and the trim, click on the pop-out banner up there to go check out the offer. Finally, what you've all been waiting for, to find out how quick this Dacia Sandero can go from 0 to 60 miles an hour. I'm going to launch it. Let's get that out of the way. Hold up the handbrake, build up the revs. Oh, sweet. Come on. Oh, bit of a skip there on the gear change. Come on. Come on, little car. Come on, what are you going to do? 12.45 seconds. Woohoo! Actually, see if I can better that. Right, I'm going to run it in the other direction to even things out. Let's go again. Bit of wheel spin, come on. Oh, that was a better shift. Come on, what are you going to do? What's it going to be? Oh, 11.8 seconds. Don't know why I'm getting so excited, but it is the cheapest car on sale in the UK. The most affordable. So then what's my final verdict on the new Dacia Sandero? Should you avoid it? Should you consider it? Should you shortlist it? Or should you just go right ahead and buy it? Well, if you're a petrol head, you're going to avoid this car. But if you want a new car that's affordable and can get you from A to B for very little money, you should go right ahead and buy this because it fulfills its brief perfectly. Yeah, this is Britain's most affordable car. Definitely not its cheapest. Hey, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. Also, let me know of any other videos you'd like me to do in the comments below. If you click there, you can watch some more videos, and if you click on that box there, you can actually sign up to the CarWow newsletter, where we'll keep you up to date of all the latest news and reviews from the car world in between these video uploads. So just click on that, sign up, it's completely free, and of course you can cancel anytime you want to. Thanks for watching, see you next time.